Hello, it's the Mighty Deborah back with another video. And I want to hopefully settle something. It's a topic that I see discussed everywhere. It's Game Sonic versus Archie Sonic. And I'm going to run through some things that will settle who's stronger. Starting with an Ian Flynn answer on his podcast.
Here's a question from T-Ranger. In Worlds Collide, what kind of world is Sonic's? He mentions the Egg Viper, so it is more like the games. But if so, how did the Freedom Fighters fit into this altered world that was used for the crossover, considering we saw that Snively still exists, and Sonic had to have known about some history with him and the Freedom Fighters in order to attempt to restore the old world? I'd just like to know what kind of history this world had, and if characters like Mita and the multiple echidna characters like Lee and Da still existed or not.
It's been so long now, but I'm pretty sure the intention with Worlds Collide was that it was just the game universe.
Pay attention to this. This is important. Keep in mind, there's another Bumblecast where Ian Flynn comments that his intention with Worlds Collide Sonic was that he was basically Game Sonic. This was a reply to a question about whether or not Game Sonic could do what Archie Sonic did with the Super Genesis wave. I'll show you right now.
Can Game Supersonic do what Archie Sonic did against the Super Genesis wave? Assuming he was in the same world and situation, obviously. The Chaos Emeralds of both worlds have similar mechanisms, the dreams, concepts, and the thoughts into reality thing, so I'd say it's possible.
Yeah, my intention with that incarnation of Sonic was basically he was Game Sonic.
Yeah, that was going into the reboot, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Makes sense to me.
This is important. This is important. This is the key word. Important. Now, next, I want to show you Ian Flynn answering the question of who would win between Game Sonic, the Sega Sonic, or Archie Sonic. This was on Bumble King forums around late 2012, 2013. This was during the Sonic Generations era. So, you're probably wondering why this is important. Well, Ian Flynn, writer with a deep understanding of both Archie Sonic and Game Sonic, has addressed the question of which version is more powerful. In his interviews, Ian Flynn has stated that if Archie Sonic and Game Sonic were to face off, they would likely reach a stalemate due to pulling off things that the other has done through their series. This isn't just an offhand comment. It's something carefully considered from someone who has been involved with both versions and is knowledgeable about them. Ian Flynn's insights suggest that despite their differences in lore, abilities, and universes, they are balanced in power. And I'll show you this last Ian Flynn statement I'm going to use, where a more recent statement was made on the topic. This was sometime before Sonic questions were cut off from the Bumblecast, and you'll be a bit surprised on what he says. Let me just show it.
Here's a question from Void. Is the Archie superform superior to the game superform?
Debatable, but possibly yes.
Archie Sonic is a bit overpowered to begin with.
Yeah, he kind of does what he needs to do per story.
Yeah.
Whereas Game Sonic, he seems to get some kind of weird offshoot power every other time to introduce a game mechanic, but otherwise he seems to be just stronger Sonic.
Hear that? That came after the Bumble King Forums post that Ian Flynn had made on the topic of Game Sonic versus Archie Sonic. In the Bumblecast, which came later, he states that Game Sonic is the stronger Sonic. So, in terms of how it's officially perceived and what Ian Flynn's intentions are, Game Sonic is the stronger Sonic. And in my opinion, I agree with it. There's nothing that Archie Sonic has done that Game Sonic couldn't do. Like, you could mention the arbitrary small seconds feats, but that doesn't get past Sonic CD's time traveling with speed feat, or the Sonic Generations feat where he restores time and space with his speed. And both have fought multiversal and up threats in their base form. Eraser Gen, Mammoth Mogul, that kind of thing. So, yeah. That'll be it. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. See ya.